Is this the start of another big military buildup? Joining us now, Pennsylvania Congressman Joe Sestak, a member of the House Armed Services Committee, also a former military man, an admiral in the Navy. We're glad to have you here on this Saturday. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
Well, look, is 17,000 enough to get the job done?
I would have said 2 or 3 years ago, yes, because we needed to put them into the ungoverned regions. Because in Afghanistan, where the road ends, where the infrastructure ends, that's where the Taliban begin and where they hid al-Qaeda, which is the reason we went there, al-Qaeda. The difference today, though, is that al-Qaeda is no longer in Afghanistan. It's now in Pakistan. And 1 year ago, the head of the CIA, General Hayden, said that al-Qaeda has a safe haven in Pakistan. So the concern I have, as President Obama develops his strategy, is he looking at Afghanistan in isolation, or how I think he now looks at it, needs to look at it as a base in the governed regions, building legitimacy for the central government, but to exterminate al-Qaeda in Pakistan. It's not how many forces, it's the type of forces, particularly covert, for our interest that we have to look at. Pakistan and how does Afghanistan support it? Well, a totally different strategic template.
I'm wondering if perhaps the strategy here is to shut off the back door and then put the pressure on in Pakistan.
Well, the issue is this. It's not al-Qaeda coming across the borders any longer. They don't have to. Why? Their objective is not Afghanistan, it's us. And they have a home now in the tribal areas like Fatah of Pakistan. So what we have to do, as you see today, is yes, we have covert operations like UAV, unmanned air vehicles, pickling off, trying to kill al-Qaeda. But when I was on the ground in Afghanistan, shortly after the war began, for a short period of time, General Hayden, head of the CIA, said, Joe, General Franks, who is in charge of aviation, keeps telling me, give me some actionable intelligence I can act on. That's not the issue with the terrorists. It's give me some action so I'll get some intelligence. We've got to keep them moving. Let's give the unmanned air vehicles to help us in Pakistan to control of the Pakistani military.
Congressman, let me interrupt you. If you have these concerns, have you expressed them to the White House?
I have. I'm writing about it, yes. But again, look, I'm a congressional member. They have many wise people there. General Jones, head of the National Security Council. Yes, my concern, I'm finishing an op-ed on it, is we can't look at Afghanistan as trying to secure it any longer. Our interest is al-Qaeda, first and foremost. I think the nation building we need to do needs to be done, but not in the ungoverned regions anymore where the Taliban are, but where they might be in the governed regions, because that will begin to ooze out the legitimacy of what we have. And I've worried that they haven't thought this through. It's not how many forces, it's the type of force.
All right, and on that note, we'll have to leave it there. We're out of time. Congressman, thanks for joining us. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Brian.
All right. Will the stimulus package